What's going on, Parkview Middle School? First, let me say thank you very much for the invite and for taking the time to hear me out about my career. I'm Staff Sergeant Jake Reynolds. I'm a soldier in the United States Army. My official job title is an infantryman, so a lot of what you see in the movies, shooting the different weapon systems and operating in a combat environment, performing various combat operations. We have over 150 different jobs within the Army. Basically, any job that you can do as a civilian, you can do some variation of that within the Army. And I'm currently out here on a 4-year recruiting duty, so my job presently is to help young men and women who have decided that they want to serve their country in the military, and also to reach out to communities and educate them about the misperceptions and what the Army is actually all about. The typical day in the life of a soldier. So every morning you're going to wake up and you're going to show up to work at 6:30. 6:30 to 7:30 we get paid to work out. So sometimes we do push-ups and sit-ups, sometimes we go for a run, sometimes we lift weights, sometimes we play sports. But physical fitness is extremely important within the military. So you're going to get paid to stay in shape. From 7:30 to 9, that's your time. You get cut loose. What I personally did is I would run down to the dining facility, I'd eat my breakfast, I'd run back up to my room, take a shower, and I'd take a half an hour nap. I really like naps. Show up to work at 9, and you're going to do your job. Pursue being great at whatever you are within the military. So myself as an infantryman, sometimes we were going to gun ranges to learn how to shoot different types of weapons. Sometimes we were working with explosives. Sometimes we were using a mapping compass in order to be able to move throughout the terrain and find different places. Sometimes we were operating different vehicles. It really depends on what your job is. As a dental technician, you might be working in a dentist's office, helping them with, the daily scope, cleaning people's mouths and logging different administrative data. As a military police officer, you're going to be in a squad car patrolling the military base. So, like I said, there's a lot of different jobs. What your job is going to entail what your day really looks like. But this is a pretty basic, good breakdown. So yeah, pursue being great from 9 to noon. Noon to 1, you normally get an hour break again. So same thing, run down, dining facility, eat my meal, knock out another half an hour nap. I've got paid for an hour's worth of napping that day. 1 o'clock in the afternoon, come back and work till your day is done. We get a paycheck twice a month regardless of the hours we put in. So sometimes we get off work at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and we have the rest of the day to do whatever we want. Go to Buffalo Wild Wings, go to the park. We're normal people. I don't wear this 24/7. Sometimes we have to work 24-hour shifts. But really it depends. Whatever you're done with your stuff for the day, you're good to go. We get a ton of 4-day weekends. Pretty much every federal holiday is a 4-day weekend. And we also get 4 weeks of paid vacation a year. So you're not working for 1 month out of the year and you're still getting paid. Like I said, you are getting that paycheck regardless of whether or not you're actually at work. There are times where, especially in a combat unit or a combat job like myself, where you're going to go out to the field and you're going to train. So under a combat simulated environment. So for me, I was sleeping in the dirt, getting a little muddy, getting a little sweaty. Whereas, a dental assistant might be setting up a tent and a field hospital, and it might not be near as rigorous. That really depends on what your job set is. So there are going to be times where you're going to be away from your phone, you're not going to be able to contact family, and you're going to go out to the field and do some of the nitty-gritty stuff that you kind of see in the movies. But yeah, that's a typical day of a soldier. Education path. So your high school diploma is huge, guys. Can't join the military without a high school diploma. So definitely buckle down in high school, get those good grades, pay attention, because you also need to be able to pass the Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery. We call it the ASVAB. It's a lot like the ACT. It's also going to test you in some other competencies like how well you are at electrical work or mechanical work or spatial reasoning or clerical work. So you need to do well on that test to qualify for some of the more technical jobs. So your education is huge. Another thing with education is the educational opportunities that the Army affords. So I'm currently working on my undergrad right now in business management, and I haven't paid a dime since I've joined the Army for any of the classes I've taken. There's tuition assistance which you can use while you're in. It'll pay for you to go to school in whatever field you want. It doesn't have to be necessarily related to your job within the military. Also, on the back end of serving, you're going to qualify for the post 9/11 GI Bill. That covers 36 months of tuition and books, and also gives you a basic allowance for housing. So that varies zip code to zip code, but you could go to UW Milwaukee after you're done serving in the military and make $1,500 a month. So the education benefits of serving are awesome, especially considering you only need a high school diploma to join. My past career, so I went to UW Whitewater after high school. I also was an apprentice for a heating and air conditioning company, and then I joined the Army at 20, and I never really looked back. It's been pretty awesome for me. My future goals, I'm currently, like I said, working on my undergrad, and I'm also studying the Select Instrument Flight Test, so I'm hoping to be a Army helicopter pilot in the near future. We'll see how the test goes. Wish me luck. Something I like about my job, I love to travel. I've lived all over the United States, Washington State, Georgia, Oklahoma, North Carolina. I've gotten to travel to different countries. The Army actually paid me to move from Washington to North Carolina. I just got to drive across the country, which was pretty awesome. So I love the travel. I love the people. There's, like I said, we hold ourselves to a very high standard, so you get to meet some really awesome people while you're serving. I also love some of the cool stuff I've gotten to do. I've gotten to jump out of planes, which is what this guy means. I'm also an airborne ranger, which is what that guy means. Some of those schools and the opportunities the Army has afforded me have been super awesome. Stressful, you're leaving home, so it is a little bit of a culture change. Absolutely, you're not going to see mom and dad every day. Especially at basic training, you're not going to have your phone. So that definitely gets a little stressful, especially for the first few months until you acclimate. Like I said, you're also held to a very high standard. So yeah, that has a tendency to be stressful. Things that you guys should be focusing on if you are considering joining the military. Like I said, get good grades. In addition to that, focus on your physical fitness. If you don't like sports, that's fine. You don't necessarily need to do sports to stay in shape, but definitely stay in shape if you're considering this. Yeah, and that's the Army. Please don't hesitate if you guys have questions to reach out to your teachers. Ask them to put you in touch with me. I'm a very friendly guy. I'm more than happy to answer any questions, and there are no dumb questions. I'm a huge proponent of that. So thanks again for taking the time, and hope you guys have a great day.